No, we're there now. Same as that, so I think it's that thing, you know, when you go back to college or somewhere and everyone's been different places, that's the so we're in that
I think so.
cult now.
No, I don't like it.
So what's your thoughts about
what I did last week was
yeah.
So I think I might be the second section.
Ça va, tu veux dormir? C'est froid?
Comment vous dites comment ça va en turc?
Nasılsın? Nasılsın?
Nasılsın?
Non, en kurt, on va dire. Çanibaşı.
Hein?
Çanibaşı.
Chainibashi.
Çanibaşı. Spastik.
On dirait du japonais. Chainibashi.
C'est ça? Japonais.
On dirait. It sounds like.
Non, arigato c'est...
Non, arigato, justement, ça vient du portugais. Les Japonais font toujours merci sans dire quoi que ce soit. Les Portugais sont venus là-bas. Muito obrigado. Arigato. Muito obrigado.
T'avais vécu combien de pays?
35.
35.
Visiter.
Ma vie, mon rêve. C'est mon rêve.
Soon, you go with me and we finish the world and the other planets.
I can. The other planets.
Yeah.
C'est dans le truc ou quoi?
Quoi?
C'est dans le truc ou?
Bah oui, mais bientôt c'est possible.
Working on these
Hello, and welcome back to round 2 of Spoken Word Paris.
Dun, dun.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the break.
Ouais.
Is Carol here?
Carol.
Okay, let's welcome Carol to the stage.
So I'm diverting this week. I'm reading a poem that I wrote this summer. So it's linked to my letters, but it's a poem that I wrote. It's new. It's called Ode to Me Then and My Daughter Now. In reading my letters from 45 years ago, I'm amazed at the energy I had, the activities I undertook, the stamina I maintained, the curiosity of venturing forth into the world and following my dream, the belief in my creativity, and my optimism, born from a certain naivety, feeling released in New York City from the restrictions of a narrow-minded upbringing in suburban New Jersey. When I was 17, I remember taking an hour-long bus ride into New York to find the village with my friend Jamie. We wandered around, breathing in the aura of exoticism, being awed and wanting to immerse ourselves in the liveliness, the colors, the noise, being amazed at the people we saw in the street. We timidly found 6th Avenue and 8th Street, which was neither the West Village nor the East Village. But satisfied to have gotten that far and shrugging our shoulders, looking at our watches, we headed back to the bus station, knowing we'd be home for dinner. Later, I went to fashion school in the city. I had roommates, went out all the time, immersed myself in my life there. I rarely called my parents. I didn't need them, though they were paying my bills. Today, when I see my daughter embarking on new adventures in faraway Canada, taking risks, feeling unbridled, having confidence in herself, I'm in awe and a bit scared for her as well. I forget that I was also like that when I was her age. These letters I've written prove it. Have the years made me cautious? Do I know too many things? I've had and continue to have nurturing experiences. But a long time ago, I took risks, often departing on a whim, living hand to mouth, getting into precarious situations. I spent 6 years flying back and forth between New York and Paris with my cat Igor before I decided and chose Paris. But each day then, I knew that I'd figure it out, that things would fall into place, because I relied on me and me alone. My daughter tells me she bought a car. I imagine the worst. She tells me she'll be sleeping in it. I'm afraid of the dark. She tells me she'll be driving cross country from Vancouver to Montreal. I worry. Where does that feeling come from? Wanting to protect her? Or am I jealous because I want to do that myself? I remember the sense of freedom I felt when anything was possible. Did my mother worry? Did I care if she worried? No, because her worries had nothing to do with my life. My daughter says I worry because I have too much time on my hands. Her comment insults me. Of course I'm busy, but I'm also her mother. I'm proud of her, proud that she feels free and unrestricted, proud that she masters the digital world that I sometimes struggle with, proud that she has projects, a boyfriend in Montreal, and that she's fine on her own. I have to step back, take a deep breath, love her, and have confidence in her, as I had in me when I was 23 and didn't want anyone restricting me or telling me what to do.
Thank you, Carol. And now let's welcome Julia to the stage.
Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here. It's actually my second time reading here. And I was really happy that the theme today was obsession, because I am nothing in my life if not obsessive.
Nah.
So with this poem / piece of prose I wrote, I really wanted to capture a single moment, like painting a picture with a poem. So if you close your eyes and listen to the poem and you see something, that means I did it right, otherwise I failed. So I really wanted to picture like obsession, standing from afar, watching someone, and that moment where like your feeling of adoration almost stops time, to the point where you start forgetting yourself. So yeah, this doesn't have a title because it was originally prose. I was watching Letitia from afar. I was here and she was there on the dance floor, amidst a whirl of sweaty, blurry bodies and muddy jeans and paper-thin summer dresses. The music was soft on my ears, but considering how close she was to the stereos, I could only imagine it rushed into hers, like a tsunami, but in G major. I wish I knew exactly how loud it was there, how bad it smelled there, how uncomfortable it felt to have the same boy with a Hawaiian shirt constantly, not so fortuitously, bump into her. Her. The burgundy skirt painted with daisies that cut just a little above her knees. The almost too translucent shirt which burrowed in the insides of her elbows, which let both the purple of her bra, the gold of her cross necklace, and the beating of her heart show. When she danced, or rather when she was pushed around, I watched her blonde curls move up and down and left and right, and then I watched her try to put them back in place, in vain. As she paused, and a friend of hers whispered something in her ear. As the friend stood in the most privileged space and spoke, Letitia's gaze met mine for a millisecond. And suddenly, the dancers stopped dancing, and the bartenders stopped bartending, and Françoise Hardy stopped tout court. It was her, and me, and her again, confined in a wrinkle of time, till she left, and the world went back to spinning me around. Thank you.
Bravo.
This other poem I wrote about when someone tells you something that you really don't want to hear, and you feel again like time stops, because I feel like obsession really is when time stops. And you just start repeating it in your head, and you feel like, you know, you need to sit down and write a poem about it. This is called The Word. You said the word. You said it. It was loud. It was brief. You were angry, and you didn't mean it. But you said the word I always feared hearing, the word I called myself at the beginning. You wrote the word on my forehead, indelible, big black letters, as I looked around in shame, as my world crumbled into the sound that you made when you started reciting every lyric of the song that played in that forever hectic part of my brain. Then you gave the hug when you saw my pain. The mouth of insult, the mouth I trusted, said I'm sorry, said it in vain. For you said the words, now nothing's the same.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. And now let's welcome Maxi to the stage.
Hi. So I mostly write prose, so this is a text I wrote. It's called Wildfire. I was trying so hard to be normal. I really was. Sitting there pretending that I'm a person who can handle being in the same room as her. And everyone else does the same thing, except they aren't pretending. You could see it in their eyes, the way they sat there with their faces all casual, nodding like they get it. But they don't. Because how can they sit there and not feel what I'm feeling? How can they just exist when she's like this? How can anyone be alive and not be in love with her? That's offensive. I would die for her. I would die 50 times and come back every single time to die a little more spectacularly just to get her attention. She was talking, and I could have sworn every time she opened her mouth, a small bird flew out of it. I'm not kidding. Little tiny birds chirping and flapping around the room, and no one noticed. Everyone was just nodding along, pretending to understand what she was saying, and I was ducking to avoid the birds. They were everywhere. I tried to catch one. Look what you're doing. You're creating life out of thin air. But my hands weren't fast enough, and they just kept slipping through. I thought maybe they weren't real, but of course they were real, because she is real and everything she does is real, more real than anything else in this world. They just sat there, acting like they deserved to hear her, like they could understand the way her mind works. They were nodding along, as if she was talking about the weather, and I wanted to scream, "Don't you see it? Don't you see how she says things that crack open the sky?" She's rearranging the entire universe with a sentence, and they are looking at their phones. She said something about passion, about wanting to see us burn. And I thought about standing up, ripping my shirt off, just screaming, "I am on fire right now, right here, this is happening." But then, social norms. You can't just set yourself on metaphorical fire in a public space. People tend to frown upon that. I don't know why. It's completely honest. I'm honest. They're the ones being weird. They're the ones absorbing her words, like those fancy people who sniff wine before they drink it, the ones that think they know what they're doing. They don't know anything. They're empty. They're hollow inside. I saw them flinch when she said it, like they were afraid she'd come down and set them ablaze right then and there. But all I could think was, I'm already burning. I'm a wildfire. I'm a goddamn inferno. I burn for her so hard, I can feel it in my teeth, like my whole mouth is full of smoke, and I don't even care. I'd burn forever if it meant she would just look at me once the way I would look at her. She looked right at me when she said it, that burning thing, and I swear she could see it, the smoke coming out of me. I had to look down. If she looked any harder, she'd see my entire skeleton turning into charcoal. I'm practically vibrating in my seat by now because it's all too much. Her voice, her words, her being. I want to scream, leave, all of you. Leave her to me, she's mine. Not in a creepy way, but maybe kind of in a creepy way. I am the only one who could possibly appreciate her properly, and I want to wrap her up in my arms and protect her from all these people who don't get her, who don't deserve even a glimpse of her. They could flatten her out or make her less wild, less herself. And that's the last thing I'll let happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Maxi. And now let's welcome Thomas to the stage.
Yeah. So tonight my name is Thomas because every one of you change every second of your life, so do not hesitate to change. You're not only you. I am consciousness. Thomas is the one who do not believe without touching. Obsession, I told you. Pink cowgirl, that you remind me before I know it was obsession tonight. Oh! Siouxsie and the Banshees. You look like her and Blondie mix. And one song by Siouxsie is Obsession. Can you feel these breaths? It's an possessive breath, and you feel it beat. It's not, it's a heartbeat, something like that. I love so much this song. I love so much Cure. I'm going to work with Robert Smith, you know that? I'm going to do Britain Got Talent soon. And you are a part of it because every one of us is a part of the sun, black sun. Soon, time doesn't exist. Which one? This one?
This one.
Time doesn't exist, so soon you are like me, a pharaoh, but I'm connect Ak and At on. Since I'm 2-3 years old, the father of Aken, son Akhenaton's son is Tutankhamun, and you can see gold on my breast. Every one of us are son of conscience. Ak and Aton, you can hear the one who act hatred and change to alchemic cauldron, to love, because there is only love, there is only light. And those who continue to work for darkness gonna die. They already die, you have to decide to live. You understand? Since I'm 3 years old, I talk to pretend adults who practice adultère. Tu, killed, adulation. You're not built by light to work, travail, tripalium, instrument de torture. And Emmanuel qui porte le nom Dieu est avec nous, isn't it, Carole? Shabbat Shalom, Carole, Lechaim. In my family we speak 24 different languages, and each country I move to I know some words, because when you push the door, in French you can hear sleeping door. So you can see the emerged part of the iceberg. Zion, the hidden part. You understand? I'm Virgo like Keanu Reeves. and it's a friend of mine. There is one day I was in Ménilmontant and thinking about one I love so much, Scorpio. Scorpio, she's my sister, and we're gonna work together. And each one of us, you can dream like me. The morning I was thinking about her, and she appears in Dilia, a restaurant Italian near Maria Magdalena Church, where I was living nearby. Her name is Jodie Foster, and she used to speak like me, French and English. It's not a joke. Stop. Listen to the screen, the black screen. Stop. TV. I don't have TV since 45 years. I'm 56 years old. My grandfather was one of the most famous resistors, Second World War, and he was Egypt, 18th dynasty. He was my father. My mother was my mother. You have to check Edgar Casey, Dolores Cannon, and memories gonna shock coronal chakra. It remind you, Sophie? Sophie, wow. I don't want to say that. You are Sophie? Wisdom. Perhaps your heart is like a hole. I love you. For those who want, I have cards and I can open your something. Every one of us are a vibration, and we are the temple. And nobody. Je m'appelle François, sinon. Le feu roi en soi. Comme placer.
Now let's welcome Nicolette to the stage.
Nicolas? It's a woman, Nicolas. That's fair.
Hello. So my work tends to be fueled by obsession. I become obsessed. I found I become obsessed with something, and I end up writing a ton of poems about it. So much so that a while ago, I became really obsessed with fire and apocalypse, and I wrote an entire book about fire and apocalypse. It's called Tell Me I'm Not on Fire. Very much related to the fire poem. But I'm actually not going to read a poem from there. If you want to read the fire poems, come up to me after. I have some. But I have a new obsession. 2 new obsessions, actually, which is cowboys and plastic. So I managed to write a poem with both of them together, and I was like, all right, this is my new obsession. It's called All the Plastic Horses. All the plastic horses running lightning fast over astroturf pastures, leaving cellophane tracks, spitting glitter, shitting sequins, shaking microplastic fleas from neon lanyard locks and licking styrofoam salt licks with cling-wrapped tongues. Press a button and they whinny. Press another and they neigh. Leave them outside too long and their horse sounds warp from the rain. In a lightning storm, these pleather-saddled steeds, sparking, smoking, swaying, fall sideways onto plastic graves. Bleeding battery acid, while waiting for a cowboy to come, disembowel and refill them with brand new AAAs. Screw their stomachs back on, hit the tiny reset button, watch them light up and run, run, run. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolette. And now let's welcome myself to the stage.
Yeah!
So, one of my obsessions is poetry, and I wrote a poem about it. It's called Salt. My favorite spice is salt, because you see, poetry is salt. I pinch it on top of the dish and watch it bloom into flavor. The plate I thought was once empty is full of my own stories, and I eat it, the words crunchy under my teeth, similes melting on my tongue, a fishbone, wishbone for a better future stuck in my throat as I swallow the hard truths. I let them marinate in my gullet, sink in my stomach, and rest in my head as I fall asleep, belly full. Poetry is salt. I pour it into my wounds and watch it ache like fizzing candy in my mouth, till the nerve goes numb, as if glaring long enough at your own blood will one day make you immune to cuts, as if analyzing how the hurt sinks into the skin and resonates in the bones till your cranium is full of the pain it echoes will one day make the migraine go away. And it does, somehow. Poetry is salt. I pour it in the bath water and float, gazing, making up stories of the stains on the ceiling, like in the shapes of clouds. Like, I bet that mold that's been creeping up has some kind of trauma. Like the constellations of insidious moisture in the paint will tell me my future. And they do, somehow. At least, they make me make sense of life. Poetry is salt. I bring it to the table as my exes roll their eyes. Again, I can't help it that I never get tired of it, of weaving my trauma into words the way you would stitches into skin. I can't help that it helps it heal. Can't help that I wanted to spice things up and failed because you didn't like the taste. Can't help that after I'm done with you, you end up being so goddamn salty. Because poetry is salt. I've started sprinkling it on my life, and now it's not bland anymore. And now let's welcome Mo to the stage.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Attention.
Oh, sorry. No, it's okay.
Hi, so I wrote a song last night, and I'm a bit nervous because it's my first time performing one of my songs.
Bravo! Mabrouk.
I knew a girl who never got why I was so into her. I wanted her to break my heart. In the end, I did it myself. That's what happens when you fall in love with yourself, with someone else. That's what happens when you don't look for a partner better than you. And I dream of her, and I will live in the house. And I don't ever stop for the aftermath of what I've done. That's what happens when you convince yourself that you're the good guy who's come to hell. That's what happens when you realize it was never about You really thought you could make us stay by throwing away some money and faith. If you have to pray, if you have to beg, don't you get it isn't fate. That's what happens when you feel safe in chaos and anxiety. That's what happens when you pretend obsession, selflessness. Time flies, you're alone, and everyone's better off.
Bravo.
Thank you, Mo.
Yeah.
And now let's welcome Leo to the stage.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Leo. This is my first time here. I'm having a hard time and I wrote about it.
Yo.
So strange to be at spoken word when I've been trying to kill mine for so long. Don't speak, you're just gonna hurt them. Keep those emotions in. You shouldn't have them in the first place. You're way too much and too exhausting. Be kind, smile, and do better. But I feel like the world is burning and crashing around me. My stomach is tied in so many knots. My heart is breaking in millions of pieces every second. My throat is hurting from keeping everything in, lacking the knowledge of how to express it. My eyes only see pain. And, as usual, my mind is turning this situation over and over again, not finding a solution. I'm used to this. The thing never quiets. It's reigniting every time. But it's like the pain itself became boring. I'm tired, exhausted, absolutely wrecked by a life I choose. I feel so ridiculous. I'm so privileged, and even then, I'm doing a shitty job at life. Why couldn't I be normal? Why couldn't I have been enough? A friend told me that my brain's wiring is bad. That is disjointing, leaking, burning, crashing. I feel like a mistake, an error, a bug in the system. I'm too much, too weird, too disabled, and somehow not enough to deserve any care or compassion. I should be able to do better. I don't think I'll ever be able to function as I'm supposed to. People that love me tell me that it's not my fault, but it's so difficult to trust them. I feel like deep down I'm just a bad person, too obsessed by myself. I could talk about it for hours, too focused on my feelings. I'm ruminating on my pain for days. It really doesn't make any sense for me to have friends. How could they like me? What's to like in someone like me? There is nothing more than the pain haunting me. Soon, they'll be exhausted by my presence and disappear. I'm just surprised they stuck by my side so long. They deserve better anyway. I'm bracing myself for the moment they realize I'm not worth it. Then I'll be alone. Then I could disappear. I keep pushing people I love away, so that they don't reject me. Because if I reject them first, if I hate them enough, it surely won't hurt that much. I keep pushing them away, but they keep staying there. They keep loving me. It doesn't make any sense. There is nothing left to love. I keep pushing them away, and I can see that I'm exhausting them. They're gonna leave me. I'm bracing for impact. I don't want to hurt. Some friends are insistent on making me speak. They think that it's important, that I deserve to be heard. I'm so scared of the moment they realize I don't deserve any care or attention. I try to open up, and with the guidance of my friends, I'm doing better at expressing myself. But then their feedback shows me that I'm hurting people around me. I'm never good enough. I'm just hurting everyone. I'm full of issues, toxic, dangerous. I just want to lash out, explode. Now I'm sure that I don't deserve the love. I hate everybody and I'm too tired to be polite, to do better, treat people well, to soften my tone, to contain all the rage. I'm not sure I should see anyone, but the loneliness is so scary. Things I used to love feel so boring. It's like glass between them and my heart. That's so dumb. I feel like an iPad kid. Nothing is stimulating enough. I'm bored, I'm cold, I'm hungry, I feel helpless and alone. I feel like I'm gonna die of anxiety. I just don't want to feel anything anymore. I just want to drown in sounds. Whatever mutes my brain, numbs the pain. I'm suffocating in my hate.
Wow.
Thank you, Leo. And now let's welcome M to the stage.
Hi. So I'm going to read you a few of my poems. The first one is We Fell in Love in November. By the fireplace, sun still in your face, folk finger picking to dust in the wind, fire flickering in garden of ice. Through the window, cold blanket and clear tint, bare trees, white sky, melodious voice, dried red roses and candles in the dark, hollow wine bottles reflect dancing flames. Winter whispers, and we light the spark. This one is called Santal 33. Dancing leaves, drooping branches, callous bark, earthy moss, and sharp wind carry your scent. Those deep meadow eyes in me light a spark, freezing fingers stroking still strings, head bent, jasmine dangling from your loose framing curls. I breathe you in every city, haunted. Hopeless romantics and silly lovers, daydream of poets, remain undaunted. A handful of grass, a grasp of you, hands meeting on the pages of a book. Your enchanting perfume struck me anew. Silent hear I for a hazy song hook. This one is The Writer. Am I poetry to you just like you are to me? Feelings caged in paper, eyes that linger a little longer. Should I write a tragedy? Yes, it might be a play. Forgot my lines halfway. Still her voice resonates with every story she tells. Once upon a time, you were part of a tale, a rhyme, the start of a mystery. Has anyone seen my sanity? Dans ce café parisien, prends ma main, before my drink turns cold and my paper swools. I scribble another notes, a few secrets, let them read you through my words. Ne regrettez pas, souvenez-vous. But I might poetry to you just like you are to me.
And now let's welcome our last performer of round 2, Lydia, to the stage. What?
A song. Yeah.
Oh, it's so out of tune. I don't have my tuner.
I do.
So like, oh my god, do you? Oh my god.
Just wait for a
Oh my
second.
god.
The least I could do.
I'm so sorry, everyone. Dude, ready?
Yeah.
Love. Love. Okay, love. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. Okay. Woo! Okay.
held my heart like a grenade. I'm a child, I misbehave. I dug my grave, I burned my youth. I waste my time like I pull my tooth. Never home, I'm never with you. I don't get stoned, I just got rocks in my shoes. Never home, I'm never with you. I don't get stoned, I just got rocks. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. Leave me alone, leave me, leave me. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. Give me your love, give me, give me. I think I need someone new to think about. I think I liked it better when I couldn't get your name out of my mouth. My mama said love was made for the radio. Guess I'm a sucker cause I love rock and roll. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. Leave me alone, leave me, leave me. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. I wanna be alone, I wanna be in love. Give me your love, give me, give me. My mama told me it's all a psyop to distract from political thought. She thinks I'm just brainwashed and need your love, love, love. Yeah.
Bravo.
If you want to see music videos that I've made, look up Hail Dirt on YouTube.
Ok. Bravo.
Thank you, Lydia. And now we're gonna take a 15 to 20 minute break again. Don't forget